Welcome. I love scary stories. I'm sure all of you guys love scary stories as well. I do not like scary stories at the same time as much as I love them. For example, I'll watch a scary movie or I'll watch a scary show and then I'm freaking out when I'm trying to go to sleep. And I hate it. I'm trying to sleep and I wake up and I'm seeing things we can't even talk about. Here's something I've been wanting to do for the longest. So it's gonna be a pretty simple concept. We're gonna have a sit down and we're gonna read through some scary Reddit stories. Now I can't tell you all these stories are real. We all know all the people on Reddit, they be capping, they be lying, they're a bunch of liars. Maybe some of them are real, but man, all these people talking about deep web stuff, that's all fake. That's not real. I mean, I hope it's not real, because if it's real, it's pretty scary. Basically, what inspired this idea is just, like I said, man, I like scary stories and I like reading them. So I don't mind them, but they are very scary. So I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna put on some creepy music just so that you can get scared. I'm just gonna find a scary story. I'm gonna read it as slow as possible with some creepy music in the background, and then we're gonna laugh and be scared about it. Okay? Okay. This story is called "My Brother Returned After Going Missing for 4 Years. If he really came back, I'm in huge danger." So already this title it's a little bit weird because her brother came back and she doesn't really seem too happy about it. So they're pretty interesting to read and some of them can be really creepy. So that's really what I'm looking for. So alright, 4 years ago, my older brother went missing. There was nothing to prompt it. At 24, he was a good guy. He got top marks in school and uni, stayed clean, and was very well built, and only had one girlfriend who he was still dating up until the time he went missing. I say good because he was horrible to me, and was being a pathological liar, and a master at manipulation. He got away with practically torturing me for years. He was 10 years older than me, and it never stopped. I got seriously injured from him up until the day he went missing. He always told me he hated me and enjoyed every bit of pain he put me through. I tried telling people when I was younger, but everyone believed him, never me. Eventually, I stopped trying. The day he went missing was the greatest and most satisfying day I ever lived. Wow. Wow. My brother returned after going missing for 4 years. If he really came back, I'm in huge danger. There's the title! Let's get a little bit serious. His car was still parked in the driveway. His wallet and phone were on his desk. His keys were in the bowl by the entrance. Police had very little to go off of. It was like he simply vanished. After a year or so, everyone but my mom gave up on searching for him, figuring him to be dead. She, like any good mother, remained hopeful. Everyone else knew better. I knew better. He showed up early in the morning, dropped off by a mysterious black sedan with tinted windows in front of the house. According to our CCTV, and I got the thunderstorm, bro. Couldn't be any better. According to the CCTV, we couldn't catch the license plate and had no idea where the car came from or where it went. My brother came out in the same clothes he went missing in, obviously well nourished, and with his clothes clean, save for an old blackened stain on his chest. Bro, what type of writing is this? Which people assume was from the chili he ate the morning he went missing, and dirt on his shoes. Huge mystery came when he knew absolutely nothing. His memory cut the day he went missing and resumed school the second he stepped out of the cab of the car. He thought he was still 24, and honestly he could have been. A time skip was not one of the most outlandish memories the town had, considering everyone seemed to nod in agreement to aliens. Of course, his room was the same. My mom made sure no one touched it when he left for university, and when he came back and then went missing. She did the same thing. She was so convinced that he would return that she allowed no one to move anything. She was devastated and heartbroken. So my dad just went along with it. Hey, that's a good man. If your girl tells you we're gonna do something one way, you do it that way. You don't go against it. Look, I already learned the hard way, and I hope you never have to deal with it. Whatever she says goes. Just go along with it. So the first night he came back, he spent it in the house. My brother returned after going missing for 4 years. If he really came back, I'm in huge danger. I've always had fun with you, but never got to finish the job, you little S word. Look, I'm not trying to curse because then I'm gonna get demonetized. So I'm not gonna curse. I'm trying to get paid. I woke up suddenly in the middle of the night to him standing at the foot of my bed. He was looking down at me with a huge grin on his face. Literally with a huge grin curling way too unnaturally and twice as large as the normal mouth. As if the corners were cut open with a razor, my lamp was knocked over my door and was under him, leaving the light shining up towards him, creating shadows going upward on his face, leaving black areas between his eyebrows and cheekbones for both eyes. The eyes, although they were in a void, the eyes were still visible somehow. It was as if it was emitting a soft light underneath the surface. They were glassy and glazed over, completely lacking blood and life. He was still wearing the same shirt and pants he went missing in, and the stain on his shirt looked menacing in the light. It looked oozing, pulsing, crawling, as if it was filled with worms and maggots. His hands and arms were at his sides, swaying gently with rage. In his hand was a knife that looked sickly familiar. Dang it! That looked sickly familiar. I knew that knife all too well. He moved his arm to hold the knife above his head. He lunged toward me at the end of the bed before I could form any words or sights for help in my mouth. And just as the knife was about to plunge in my chest, I woke up. Scary movies that do that, where it's just like, all this is happening and then it's just a dream. It's the worst thing that could happen. I jolted in my bed, sitting upright, blood pumping with icy cold liquid coming from a frozen heart in terror. I felt cold and hot at the same time, feeling nauseous and shaking everywhere. I began to feel bile forming in my throat. So I moved my feet to the side of my bed and go to the bathroom. That's when I noticed there was a knife laying on the floor and the lamp at the foot of my bed. At this point, I run to the bathroom to do my business. After I'm done, I'm still shaking, so I splash water on my face with cool water. It seems to do the trick for a little. So I head back up to my bed and the door was closed, which was wrong since I had opened it to go to the bathroom, using the light from my room to navigate the hall. I walk in and see him back in my room, this time sitting on my desk chair next to my bed, twirling the same knife in his fingertips. My brother returned after going missing for 4 years. If he really came back, I'm in huge danger. I stood there, still frozen before the fight or flight response kicked in. I was going to kill you the night I went missing, he said. And that same unnatural grin on his face, with way too many teeth. But obviously, you knew that. Now the response kicked in. I hightailed out of there and I slammed the door shut behind me to buy me some time as I heard something inside of my room shuffle to its feet. I bolted down the stairs to the front door, ready to grab my keys and spend the night anywhere else but where he was. As I put my hand in the bowl, I felt lifeless, cold hand already in there. Looking for these, you little? He asked. Sillily, he was dangling the keys in front of me, and I was briefly left wondering, how the hell did he get here before me? How the hell is he even here? Now, I'm saying hell, but that's the F word. And I'm not saying. I thought I took only a nanosecond before I ran to the back door, prepared to make the journey on foot. I pushed out the door and started to run for the woods. Yeah, I know. That's a horror cliche, but that's what I did. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. I heard the door open behind me and I knew he was close on my heels. I felt a similar deja vu feeling as I realized the events were almost exactly the same as the night he went missing. He chased me then too. He didn't have a knife then though. I thought his fists would be enough. He was wrong. As soon as I stepped into the boundary of the woods where the fateful event occurred, I turned around to see that he wasn't chasing me anymore. Instead, the knife lay on the grass in a pool of blood right outside the woods. My brother returned after going missing for 4 years. If he really came back, I'm in huge danger. Because that night, I had the knife. And I finished the job. Oh, she just killed her brother. She just killed her brother. So essentially, she's saying that, like, she ran out into the woods, and he ran in behind her, and she just... I mean, look. If you're being chased by somebody, and you got a knife? Look, y'all want to see what I would do? Alright, I do not promote violence. I think violence is never the answer, but I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was in that situation. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening if that's all you did. I really appreciate it. So far, I've loved making this video. I loved reading this. This is really interesting. Now, this was one of the quicker ones. It wasn't that long. I'm kind of glad. I didn't want the first one to be too long, so please. I'm thinking about making this a series on my channel where I'm just reading through scary... Yo, I am out of breath. Give me a second. All right, so I'm thinking about making this a small series on my channel. This is something where we could do like once a week, once every 2 weeks, where you guys can send me Reddit stories. I'll read them. And then eventually, maybe I'll screen record it and then I'll read it with you guys. I really do enjoy reading these and I really enjoy looking through them. So, hey, Reddit stories, conspiracies, anything you want me to read or look at, I'll be more than happy to. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And peace out.